Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Auntie. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm well, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. Welcome on the show with me today, the Essentials of Life show. And today I have some questions to be asking you in regards to the current situation, pandemic, the COVID-19. But first of all, before we go on, can you please tell us about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Oluyemisi Anthonia Williams. So if you know me within work, you will know me as Anthonia. If you know me socially or in any other way, you will know me as Yemisi. I'm also known as Mommy Simi, Auntie, and a few other things.
Yeah, you have a lot of
Regardless,
names.
I love all of it. I love all of it. So I'm a mother. You could have picked that up.
Yes.
I'm a business person.
Wow.
I also work within the NHS. I've been in the NHS 16 years now.
Wow.
The CPFT especially in Cambridge and Peterborough. Foundation Trust. What else? I'm a woman of faith. My Christian faith means a lot to me, and it underpins almost everything that I'm not almost everything that I do. Yes, I believe in loyalty. I believe in empathy.
Wow.
I believe in making an impact, regardless. It might be little, but that impact has a way of just a domino effect. I think if you don't walk past something that you could do, that could eventually affect something even larger than you, because I think ultimately you've got to look at everything as being larger than you. That's me in a nutshell.
Oh, thank you. It's so lovely to meet you, to know some things about you, because everything you've just told us, I personally, a lot of it I don't know, but I'm glad. Thank you very much. Thank you for introducing yourself. So today, as we go on the show, we'll be talking about COVID-19, as I said. I just want you to tell us, what do you think? What's your view in regards to the COVID-19?
Okay, so my view is that COVID-19, as its name sounds, is an infection that came to us in 2019, hence the 19, and then it became a pandemic because it went around the world. And for something that's taken out so many lives all over the world, I think it's not something that we can undermine anymore. So at the beginning of it, we had people say, is it for real? It didn't really happen. But I really personally have met people who have had experience of it. I've met people who have lost loved ones. I've lost people that I know on a personal level as well. So, and I have friends who are working in the hospital system in the United States who are practically in the line of battle and on a daily basis are asking for prayer. So yes, I think, what do I think of it? It's a very devastating pandemic that's hit our world, and I think that at this point, so many months later, we are going to have to readjust what normal means to us.
That's right.
Yes, that's what I think, and I think that we should be willing and able to do whatever is expected of us, guidelines, prayers, everything, so that we make sure that this goes away, not just for us, but for generations even unborn.
That's right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. That's in-depth of your view towards COVID-19, and we really appreciate this. Thank you very much.
Hello, welcome to Bazaar Competent Healthcare. At Bazaar, we provide professional home care services for you. When it comes to home care services, then choose Bazaar. Bazaar, delivering quality care with compassion and absolute commitment. Our services are as follows: home care services, cleaning services, home, office, and houses, occupational health services, health and well-being talk. Our office is located at Suite B13, Image Plaza, 135 Iju Road, Lagos State, Nigeria. Call us on +234 081 3453 5275. Email us at bazaarcompetenthealthcare@gmail.com. Visit us at www.bazaar.com. Bazaar, your professional home care services with competent and absolute commitment.
So welcome back on the show with us. Thank you so much for staying with us. This pandemic, the COVID, how do you think it's actually affected people in general?
For me, again, based on my own personal experience and my work experience, and of course as a business person again, it's changed a lot of people's way of thinking. For some people, they've developed very bad anxiety from it.
Right, yeah.
It's brought fear, fear of the unknown. You know, we're being asked to do all these things. Something that we can't see has locked us down.
That's right,
We can't see it. So many things, people's way of managing things. You've got some people who are quite blase about it, and they'll be like, yeah, it's not a big deal. And then you've got those who are all the way over there where everything, you know. And I'll confess that at the beginning, I used to wash my shopping as well. When we didn't know what we were dealing with, I'll go shopping. I didn't let my children out. I'll come back, I'll clean everything, you know. And over the time, you know, there's a bit of relaxing, but we can't get complacent. So you still wash your hands. You know, we do all of that. Yeah. That's on people. It's also had a profound impact on people's mental health.
That's right.
And I say this again from the point of view of what I do in my career, that people's mental health has been affected. But I've seen another part of it that has been really, really good. If there's anything good that I can say has come back out of this. So I'm part of the community response in Peterborough for the COVID-19, and I've seen a lot of response, how the communities have come together, how different people are responding, you know, people looking out for their neighbors like they never used to,
before,
you know, checking out on people. I've seen people, you know, checking out people who have repeat prescription, you know, the people who were shielding, who couldn't go out, you know, having people would open their door and they'll see boxes of food and toys for their children. So, and on another level, it's taking away that, you know, almost individualization that we've got to, that everybody's minding their own business. It's made us realize that actually we're better together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Looking after each other, realizing that we're all in this together. Yeah, that's the impact I've seen on people.
Thank you very much, Ma. Welcome back on the show with us. Thank you so much for staying with us. We've really enjoyed your stay, and we're learning one or two things, you know, with the answers that you've given to all of our questions. And I believe our viewers will have things to pick, you know, and especially about the COVID, how it has affected people in general, the nation, economy, and in business as well. So thank you so much, Ma. Before we go on the show, I just want you to please give us your own view about how the coronavirus has actually affected the Black Asian minority. How do you think they are coping? How do you think this has affected the group of people?
Okay, so it's been massive.
Really?
It's been massive.
Wow.
So it's all over in the papers. If you even Google it, just go and Google. There are loads of papers out there, and there's loads of researches that have come on the back of that. Because so it's weird, because at the beginning of COVID there was almost this belief that it didn't have an impact on the Black community. For some reason, that was what we're hearing. And then suddenly the death rates amongst Black, Asian, minority ethnic just shot up. And even in my capacity as an NHS staff, I remember that suddenly there was all these worries about, Black, Asian, minority ethnic groups being the highest risk, and then they rolled out this risk assessment that we all had to complete, and we're talking about comorbidity. So within our society or community, should I say, we seem to have this issue with high blood pressure. And so the high blood pressure, the diabetes, which is quite prevalent in our community, and this is one of the things we really need to start to talk about health, public health. We've been our community, because there are some conditions that are very, very prevalent amongst us. But anyway, this now became an issue. So the comorbidity of being hypertensive seemed to then trigger. So if you are a black male, you were twice likely, that's 50% more likely to die from COVID than any other person. And then it just went like that. If you're, I think, Southeast Asian also, so I think the Bangladeshi men were also being predicted based on evidence that their risks were higher as well. So this for our community, that changed everything. I think that brought a lot of insight into how we had to take the protection for ourselves seriously, and we have to own it. I talk about ownership a lot because I think it's very difficult for other people to tell your story the way you would tell your own story. To take control of your things that matter to you. You should be leading on this. And thankfully, I mean, on the back of COVID alone, within the CPFT, we've now had this inclusion manager who is from a BAME background, and one of the major roles again is to work with that cohort of people to understand, identify the needs early, and be able to, and that would include even in some cases redeployment. So if you are not comfortable working directly because you've got any underlying ailment, you then can say, actually, I don't want to be here. And it's not, that is the anxiety as well. It's not just, the risk is lower, it's the fact that we have to make sure that people are working in the way that protects them. So for me, as a community, this hit home a lot. I sat with my children, talked to them about it, but the evidence is there. If you look at the US, which US is responsible for 4% of the world population, they've got 20% of the death rate, and of that 20%, they are predominantly people of African American background. That says a lot. Because you've still got the Mexicans and all that within that, the Hispanics. So yes, it's a huge impact. It's, like I said, I've got friends who work in the hospital system who would call me and say, going into work is like battle,
and that this will make people be fearful. That fear will not even, it will restrict them from going to work.
Some people have decided they're not going to go to work, that they, you know what, I'd rather be alive. So it's fear taking over, and we shouldn't let it. But this is where taking ownership, you take ownership of it. The risk is there, and it's how to alleviate risk. You can not totally eradicate risks, but you can alleviate it and try to manage it. And I think owning it, it would help. That's the impact I've seen in
that's wow. That's a big one. Thank you so much, Ma, for giving us some light, into this, and letting us know how badly this pandemic has actually affected the Black and Asian minority. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for this far you have come with us on the show. But before we go, I just want you to give some words of encouragement to people out there, and even some advice as well, how people should put some safety measures in place to avoid being infected with this coronavirus. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you. So for me, my encouragement is this: the human spirit is strong. We're resilient. Even right now, a lot of us have gone through situations that we didn't know that we could go through, and we're still standing.
That's right.
So we're strong enough to do this. Again, as a person of faith, I will remind us that we have a God that is greater than anything that could ever come our way, because He already went there.
That's right.
He's there. He's been in the future before we came along. So He's able to sort it. We just need to hold on to our faith. And my word of advice, please follow the guidelines. Follow the guidelines.
Very important.
Unnecessary exposure, take it out. It's not the time to think, I just need to pop into London. For what? We need to stop normalizing silliness. That's the only way I can put it. So if you don't need to be out, don't go out. I had to take off my mask to do this. You can testify to that,
Yes.
because I always go everywhere. Yeah, I always go everywhere with my mask because you have to. So let's follow the rules. Wash your hands regularly. If you're in a place where you don't have access to running water and soap, use your hand sanitizer. Always carry. There's one in my bag there. Always carry it. You know, if we let it become our normal for now. I read something that is really good. It says coronavirus cannot move around. It needs people to move it around. So what we want to do is, let's not give it that transportation. That's it. So thank you everybody for listening, and thank you, May, for having me.
Thank you very much, Ma. You're welcome. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Welcome to Food Afrique. Food Afrique Limited is an Afro-Caribbean grocery and food shop. Food Afrique is a one-stop shop for all your fresh and frozen vegetables like yam, cassava, cocoyam, plantain, ugu bitter leaf, and many more. Frozen fish and meats like beef, goat, tilapia, chicken, and lots more. For your authentic Afro-Caribbean food and grocery source, then choose Food Afrique. We sell most lines of common and exotic food, household goods, takeaways, and groceries. We serve the whole community around the Midlands and beyond. Food Afrique is the best place for you. Locate us at 4 Afrique Square, Peterborough, PE2 7JP, UK. Your authentic food source. Food Afrique. Food Afrique. Call us on 0173 368 5758 or visit www.foodafrique.com. Opening time are as usual 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Mondays to Saturdays and 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. Food Afrique, your authentic Afro-Caribbean food and grocery from source.
Lola Getty Wago, Entrepreneur International. Bona so sleep, Lola they sleep. Chima no gree push up, he say na hangover. Now every